Hello everyone, my name is Tiana Handaram Kusuma, together with my partner Rizky Agung Ramdhani, and we are pleased to present our scientific poster with the title An Analysis of the Ex-Lion Air Recruitment Controversy at Garuda Indonesia and its implication for corporate governance and reputational risk. In this presentation, we will briefly walk you through the background, methodology, key findings, and conclusion of our study. Since this is a recorded video and not a live presentation, we have also included some additional context and explanation beyond what's on the poster to help make the discussion more insightful and engaging. We hope you find this research both informative and interesting. We will begin with Mas Rizky, and yeah, Mas Rizky, time is yours.
Today, we are going to break down a very intriguing and critical case study, one that happened right here in Indonesia, involving one of its larger state-owned enterprises. We will be discussing about governance turbulence and analysis of the ex-Lion Air recruitment controversy at Garuda Indonesia and its implication for corporate governance and reputational risk. Today, we are going to break down a very intriguing and critical case study. Okay, so what if I told you about Garuda Indonesia? Yeah, Garuda Indonesia is our national flag carrier, vital state-owned enterprise, just emerged from a complex and critical debt restructuring process in May 2022 to avoid bankruptcy. Their financial condition post-restructuring remains fragile, yeah, with ongoing net losses. But suddenly, a new crisis erupted. What was it? Okay, so what if I told you about Garuda Indonesia? Yeah, Garuda, the recruitment of 14 former of Lion Air employees by Garuda new management. And guess what? The new CEO of Garuda is Mr. Wamildan Sani Panjaitan, previously served as CEO of Lion Air. This was just a regular recruitment issue, yeah. It sparked intense protest from internal labor unions, allegation of conflict of interest, and most dramatically, a collapse in public trust. The peak is Garuda's stock price plummeted to an all-time low about on 33 per share on March 18, 2025. And so in this study, we are going to thoroughly analyze how a single HR decision called trigger such a massive governance and reputational crisis. Are you ready, guys? Okay. How did we analyze this case? We adopt a qualitative approach using a single case study method. Our unit analysis focused on the recruitment decision of 14 former Lion Air employees by Garuda Indonesia Management in 2024 until 2025. For data collection, we conducted a comprehensive documentation study, including reports from reputable media outlet, official company statement, and labor union publication. This data was then analyzed qualitative using a qualitative content analysis approach, comparing narrative from various stakeholders, yeah, and to ensure the validity and reliability of our finding, we employ both data and theoretical triangulation. So our finding is strongly supported. Okay, now we look at the impact of the controversy on good corporate governance or GCG. As you can see in the diagram, the failure is governance stemming from with BCG. Okay, trigger a domino effect, yeah, where a single issue amplified risk across the entire organization. Let's break down how the BCG principle were hit. Okay, for the first is transparency. The recruitment process was perceived as close and non-transparent, with a lack of clear business justification. This clearly violates the principle of transparency. Okay, for the second is independence. The CEO background as former Lion Air CEO and the recruitment of the ex-Lion Air employees created a strong conflict of interest suspicion. The severely threatens Garuda management independence. Okay, for the and the third is fairness. The perceived injustice and discomfort among long service internal employee indicate the principle of fairness was not upheld. For the fourth is accountability about a big question around regarding the unusual salaries ranging from 25 until 170 million per month. And the potential additional salary burden, is a very big salary. This raises serious doubt about management, accountability in HR and financial management. And the last is responsibility. Criticism of management for ignoring the interest of internal employees point of lack of comprehensive responsibility towards stakeholder, including employee who have served for a long time. Okay, let's take a closer look at the timeline, the controversy. It's crucial to understand how everything unfolds. The first is the ex-Lion Air CEO was appointed to lead Garuda. It was the very beginning of all of drama about November 2024. And the next is Garuda Employee Union sent a formal protest letter demanding the suspension of the 14 individuals. They start raising their voices on 5 March 2025. And the next is, okay, let's take a closer look at the timeline. I think it's a boom. Why? Because the stock price plummeted to an all-time low of about 33 per share. It's amazing. This was a direct indicator for the collapse in public and investor confidence is on about 18 March 2025. And for the lies, Parliament rise concerns and is I think it's a boom question management in turn defended their action about on May until June 2025. Okay, and can you take a look at figure one? It's about public trust metric before and after the crisis. Okay, this clearly show how public trust eroded after this crisis. There are significant drop across metric like brand trust, customer loyalty, employee morale, investor confidence, and public perception. This underscore that trust is very fragile asset, and once broken, it's incredible difficult to rebuild. Okay, furthermore, let's examine on figure two about stock price decline of Garuda Indonesia. Okay, this graphic visually depicts the dramatic fall in Garuda Indonesia stock price after the recruitment controversy broke out. Figure two about stock, and this graphic clearly illustrates the negative market response the controversy. The sharp drop in share value is not just financial loss in investor. It's a strong indicator of the loss of market confidence in the management and corporate governance. And this graphic clearly there will still many fascinating insight we are going to explore together. For that, I will like to invite equally outstanding individuals who will take us every deeper in the analysis. Mbak Tianda Hantiarum Kusuma. Okay, get ready for an even sharper and more profound perspective from Mbak Tianda. Go ahead, Mbak Tianda.
Thank you, Mas Rizky, and allow me to continue this presentation with the managerial implication. So, what Mas Rizky said before about the controversy, so it will impact to the managerial implication, of course. So we highlight the three things in the managerial implication. The first, ethical leadership is the non-negotiable foundation of effective GCG. Yeah, previously Mas Rizky already mentioned about the transparency, about the independence, fairness, accountability, and responsibility. So this one, proactive transparency and strict conflict of interest management are essential to maintain stakeholder trust. And then for COS under public scrutiny, the perception of integrity is as critical as technical compliance. So from a managerial perspective, this case highlights critical weakness in good corporate governance or GCG. And although management claimed the procedural compliance, the perception of conflict of interest, lack of transparency, and weak communication created serious trust issue with internal stakeholders, especially labor unions. So this is the implication, and I will talk more about the risk cascade. As you can see in the poster, there's a diagram here show how the risks become a domino effect. So yeah, now let's talk about the first root cause. The main problem started with the weak governance, GCG, especially in areas like transparency, accountability, and independence. The failure at the top management level created the base for further risk. And the primary risk is the reputational risk. This weak governance led to a serious reputational risk, and one clear indicator was the drop in Garuda's stock price, reaching its lowest point at 33 per share. And this show how quickly public trust can disappear. And the risk spread further into four main categories like a financial risk, operational risk, strategic risk, and compliance risk. So this diagram shows how one weak decision in governance can create a domino effect, triggering multiple and interconnected risks across the organization. That's why strong governance and early risk management are so critical to prevent issues like this from escalating. So yeah, that's the risk cascade. And then overall of this study, we conclude that this recruitment controversy at Garuda Indonesia serves as a critical case study of GCG failure, and the perception of a conflict of interest coupled with a lack of transparency directly triggered a severe reputational crisis, which in turn spawned financial, operational, and strategic risks. So that brings us to the end of this presentation. We hope the key points we have discussed earlier gave you a clearer understanding about how risk cascade impacted Garuda Indonesia during the recruitment controversy. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any question or feedback, we would happy to discuss it further. Thank you once again.